All right, I'm feeling like I'm not going to have to crash out for these patch notes. I'm feeling good about it. So, September 19th, Global Lab patch notes. I really got to do this in like a React style. I know I'm a little late to the party on these. It's less so informative and more so my thoughts on the patch notes. No, it's not going to... No, we're not going to crash out. Oh, scared? Them's are nerfs, right? There's no way they're buffing it again. No, I refuse to believe that they're buffing it. I refuse to believe they're buffing Sorceress. There's no way. There's no way. More importantly, bam! Huge. We're not going to crash out. 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 Today's patch balance changes brings balance changes for several classes in PvP. Oh, there's Berserker buffs in PvP. No. No! No, we're not gonna crash out. We don't even know that they're buffs yet. They're nerfs. They're nerfs. They're nerfs. It says changes. It says changes. That theoretically is nerfs. Following the recent damage calculation formula overhaul.
MagSci999 just gifted 5 subs.
MagSci999999999. Thanks for the 5 gifted, buddy. Appreciate you. Thanks so much, man. We've strengthened classes. Okay, hold on. Following the recent damage reduction formula overhaul, we've been gathering and analyzing data, and this update reflects those findings. Okay, so we're nerfing hash. We've strengthened classes whose core skills were underperforming. While reining in skills that dealt excessive damage, especially the long-range ones, they're going to nerf Seed of Catastrophe. It's a Seed of Catastrophe. I'm so f***ed, bro. I'm so f***ed. In addition to adjusting damage, we've also improved combos and overhaul handling for classes that felt cumbersome in PvP. Separately, we'd like to note that we are carefully reviewing burst skills with floating and air attacks. Seed of Catastrophe, which can inflict massive damage in an instant. God. Sorg. Didn't we just buff? This is different, right? This is not the same. This is, what did I? It's not. I just need to double check that. Yeah, so we literally, what? They're nerfs. They're wheeling it back. It's fine. The down attack effect from Abyssal Flame has been removed when using the skill. F you, Sorks. F you. Dream of Doom. Cheers to that 50% critical hit chance is applied to hit damage before charging is complete. Okay, whatever. The damage of the following skills has been adjusted. More damage. Oh my god. They're giving it even more damage. Prime Bloody Calamity, 6% increase. Prime Abyssal Flame, 6% increase across the board on all hits, at least. After charging hit damage, this is like way more. I'm looking at the ratio here. Although they changed the... So they increased this. Damage applied to PvP ratio 44.58. So this is okay. So the way they used to do PvP changes, guys, is they used to show damage reduction rate in PvP, which meant that you had to like do math to figure out. But this says damage ratio applied in PvP. So this is increasing. So it should be doing, not only is it going to be doing more damage as a skill, but the damage ratio in PvP is also increasing as well. This is a big, big damage increase on Prime Abyssal Flame. That's a big deal. Prime Dream of Doom. Yeah, getting at least 6%, 4 to 6% here too. Bro, what the f, dude? So Succession Sorc, in addition to literally receiving basically a full rework of changes on this most recent patch of buffs, of massive buffs to the class, is now also getting more damage buffs on the Global Lab. I just don't understand. How, as a Sorc main, can you even justify all of these changes? All of the Sorcs that have DM'd me in private DMs with, like, these are top AOS players, are all like, yeah, this is too much, bro. I don't know. Yeah, bro, we need to make more use of the PA emote in chat. We need to make more use of the PA emote. We're not angry enough as a community. I'm going to be honest. You are not angry enough as Sorcs. I just don't understand. Wusa gets nothing? Yeah, when was the last time? That's actually a good point. When was the last time you saw a Succession Wusa buff? That class has been like, bro, like, where the f has that class been? Bro, Sorc is just these are big buffs, guys. I'm not joking. Look at these. These are massive buffs to Succession Sorc. Massive. And these are even, these are like literally even more. This is crazy, bro. Oh, God. Guys, I don't know if my balls are prepared for this. God. Awakening Berserker now has super armor on ground lifting to improve combo stability, and floating effect in PvP will now only apply if you've learned core ground lifting. However, if you haven't learned core ground lifting, comboing into the next CC after switching to Awakening with the Frenzied Destroyer ground lifting combo from the main weapon grapple skill becomes very difficult. To resolve this, a successful grapple with the main weapon now lets you transition straight into Awakening with ground lifting. I'm going to be honest. That's fine. This is acceptable. I'm going to be... Okay. I know it'd be a little bit of a hot take, but Awakening Berserker is not super crazy. And again, the problem with Zerker overall is that it's just too tanky, right? And that problem primarily lies with Succession. Usually Suck Zerker is the one you're looking at. It's like a completely unkillable monster. Awakening Berserker has a tremendous amount of gaps in PvP, and overall is quite difficult to play at like a really high level. Even if you're really good at Zerker, it's tough. Especially when right above this is Zerker's, like Awakening Berserker's biggest arch enemy is like a Suck Sorc, or just a Sorc in general. I don't mind this. I don't think that this is crazy. At least this description, this is totally, this is fine. Now, if there's Sucks Zerker buffs, that's a big problem. It's the biggest problem with Berserker is not any of the stuff that they had explained here. It's the fact that it's just too tanky. The health pool of the class combined with how strong DR is in the current metagame is just too powerful. That's the biggest problem with the class. And they're not really buffing its tankiness here. They're buffing, looks more kind of like quality of life changes for Awakening Berserker, which I be honest with you, I think are pretty fair overall. Now, let's see what they actually changed. Main weapon Succession, Absolute Undertaker. The effect of increased melee attack power on successful hit has been removed. And the effect of removing all damage minus 20 on a successful hit has been added on the Absolute Undertaker skill. Sure. Absolute Corpse Storm, this is grab. Added a minus 20 DR reduction effect to all damage when hitting successfully. Okay, never mind. This is... Yeah, these are... So, not only is Zerker... Never mind. This is... I'm going to crash out now. I was trying to be reasonable. I tried to approach it with a reasonable mindset here, but I'm going to be honest with you. Not only is this class absolutely to kill, unbelievably to kill, they are now shredding your DR every time they grab you. And please bear in mind that the grabs on Berserker typically are the most underskilled players in the entire game. Usually Berserkers, their entire strategy in PvP is to allow you to CC them because you're a better player. And then they stand up and then they're gonna grab you. Grab you. Okay, so while you have to use damage skills, while you have to use actual catches to catch people, all right, He is just getting, and then you have to use skills to catch people, and then you also need to DP debuff them with your skills. Their catch also has a DP debuff on it, so they don't have to worry about DP debuffing you. In Succession and Awakening. Because this will work for Succession too. I'm gonna grab him. Yep, I'm gonna grab him. I don't know why they would need a minus 20 DR reduction effect. Why do they need that? And I know that Zerkers are gonna say, because we can't kill anybody. Welcome! Oh, you can't kill anybody? Huh? What's that like? Crazy! Holy shit! Every other class can't kill Zerker for shit. These guys, I'm doing damage, so we can't really need dash. Ground lifting. Added the ability to chain ground lifting with predatory hunt skill is locked after using the smackdown rock smash corpse. This is fine. This is okay. This is totally fine. Improve the ability to smoothly connect with ground lifting skills after evasion movement. Sure, that's fine. Super armor effect added to ground lifting. I think that's fair. Sure. Accordingly, the float effect with an additional hit successful will apply only to monsters. When the skill ground lifting is acquired for the core skill, floating is also applied in PvP. Sure. These are fine. These are totally fine. Flow shooting mobility. Guys, to put this in perspective, this would be like, if you're a Dark Knight, this would be like putting minus DP, like putting a huge minus DP on Seed of Catastrophe or Airstrike. It'd be like having it on your catch skills, which would be great. But also, flow shooting mobility. Change to the collisions do not apply while moving. Okay. After the skill has been improved to allow for smoother connection with the giant leap skill and the range of the possible has been increased. Okay. The damage of the following skill has been adjusted. Flamebuster. Wow. Oh, okay. So this is... I don't really know about this because it's getting a lot of damage, but then the damage application is being decreased by 25%. So shooting mobility, sure. And then ancient power. Okay, sure. That's a nerf. That's a nerf. So overall, Zerker changes are fine. I think that adding a DR, like a shred on the grab is absolutely obscene. Like that's... And again, Zerkers are all going to be like, well, we don't do any damage. Neither do the rest of us. But you can't be killed. Valkyrie. Oh, good. Suckvalk getting more. Holy shit. Suckvalk's getting up tremendous. For Suckvalk, we focus on improving the usability of Prime Shining Slash or Shining Dash. Now in small scale fights, opponents will have to be more cautious about exposing openings. Prime Shining Dash can now be activated independently without the need for shield chase, making it harder for opponents to predict your moves. When used up close, it will stop the dash and instantly apply stiffness and knockdown effects. This allows Valkyrie players to swiftly seize openings and combo their skills more effectively. Sure. Yeah, this is fine. Shining Dash, Prime Shining Dash, change the charge of Shining Dash, Prime Shining Dash skill to be activated by W plus RMB. Accordingly, Skyward Strike skill is now activated when the spacebar is input in all situations, even in situations where it can be linked into another skill. Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, the cooldowns of Prime Shining Dash and Turn Dash have been changed from 35 seconds to 10. What the f? Wait, Prime Shining Dash had a 35-second cooldown before? Bro, that was one of your primary movement skills, dude. Holy shit. Okay, much needed buff there. What the f? Accordingly, the skill specialization stage has been changed to level 2. That's for the pre-awakening kit, not Succession. Brother, it says Prime Shining Dash. That's Succession. Absolute is the pre-awakening for Awakening. That's 35. So Prime used to be 40. Now it's 15. I don't know why Prime is worse, but that's weird. All right, Prime Shining Dash. The range of judgments in which stiffness can be applied has been increased. Sure. Has been improved. Okay, so it connects more smoothly with Sword of Judgment, Glaring Slash, and Severing Light. The speed at which the character rotates the camera has been increased. The maximum distance of the charge has been increased. Cooldown's been reduced to 8 seconds from 14. Jesus Christ. Huge buffs. Honestly, W. W, suck Valkyrie. Huge. Okay. I just want to be clear. Before we get to my class, I just want to be clear. Massive buff. Massive buff. Massive buff. Massive buff. If Dark Knight gets nerfed, I'm literally going to crash out. If my buff is not substantial, I'm going to crash out. Dark Knight Awakening, thank God, is shifting to utilize knockdown more in PvP combos rather than floating. That's a nerf! That's a huge nerf! Knockdowns suck! Bro, floating is way better. They're in the air longer, allowing you to air attack them more frequently. Also, the CC in general is just stronger. It's easier to recognize. You can get on top of them. Like, I don't know. Float, also, when resistances were a thing, floating was objectively better because no one ran float resist. That's not a thing anymore. Previously, most awakening skills applied floating. Yep. Which limited the amount of PvP damage you can chain in a single combo. No, it didn't. What? What? Huh? By switching to KD, you'll be able to extend your combos and increase your damage output in PvP. What? What are we... How? What is the logic here? They're basically the exact same amount of time. But the reason why floating is great is because you can actually get some air attacks off, like your Twilight Dash. You know, it's also more pronounced. Being a ranged class, it's easier to tell from afar that they got CC'd when it's a float because their legs go up in the air and stuff. But like, I don't understand how a KD is supposed to be longer. You can still only CC them for 2 seconds. So even if it's a float into a float, it's the same thing as a knockdown into a knockdown, basically. I don't... Oh, thank God. Grip of Grudge is a down attack. Oh, thank God. Oh, well then we're good. We're fine.
Catastrophe cheer Dex 100, Blue, Terry's so much PvP going on in KR, they are the best, and know how to make PvP the best.
KD is 4 seconds? No, you're capped. I mean, okay. You're capped. I mean, stun is 5 seconds. Stun is 5 seconds, but you're capped. You're supposed to be capped in PvP at 2 seconds. You're supposed to be capped in PvP at 2 seconds. KD lasts longer than float. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. I think that I do not like this. I do not like float. I mean, I like my floating. Someone doesn't PvP? Not anymore. But I've PvP'd for years. And I could have sworn that when you float somebody, I'm going to test it. I'm going to test it. Because, like, I could have sworn when you floated somebody, it was essentially the same. Let me check. I'll check. That's why Suckash does that much damage in PvP. It's all KDs. Yeah, Suckash does a lot of KDs. But, again, the reason that I'm bouncing on the ground so much with Suckash is down smashes and stuff, you know? Well, I'll check. Hold on. Let me check. Let me check. Hash is all floats. It was a joke. Okay, well... Okay. Well, Hash... Isn't his Arid Assault a knockdown, or is that a float? The one where he jumps behind you and floats you immediately? Like, you know, kind of like Awakening Megu's thing? Is that a float? That's a float? Okay. And you'll notice that Hash is one of the highest DPS classes in the entire game. Hey, look, there's Rylock. Okay, so slanted balance. So wheel is a float, slanted balance is a float. This, I was gonna say, lunacy's a bound. Comma slash, comma's a float, right? Oh, it's a knockdown. Okay, perfect. He just never got up. But in PvP though, this is a bot though, so like they don't get up right away.
That thing on his shoulder?
But this is a bot though, so they don't get up right away. Can somebody come test this for me? Can I come not? I'll take all my gear off. I want to test this out here. Okay, so I want you to get up as quickly as you can. Okay, spam your shit. Please get out of the way. Okay, all right. And now if I drop comma slash, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. It's like the same. That looked exactly the same to me. I'm not gonna lie. That looked exactly the same. Let me do it again. Boom. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. Okay. 2.5 Mississippi. 2.5 Mississippi. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Okay, so this is 3.5 Mississippi. So, okay, can somebody float me real quick? Somebody float me real quick. Does anybody have a float? Okay. All right. Okay, now let's wait. Let's let the... Okay, hold on. All right, all right, all right. Now I need you to KD me. Now KD me. Okay, so it is a little bit longer. But I thought you were capped on CC after the second CC. I mean, like, shit, bro. That's like 10 seconds of... Hold up. I don't think I have another KD. Huh. I guess KD is a little longer. I guess KD is a little longer. I guess I really just never noticed, at least on my DK, because pretty much everything in the kit is a float. You're capped on CC, but not on CC durations. Well, that I know. Stun is like 5 seconds. Does anybody have a stun? Somebody hit me with a stun real quick. Stun is literally like 5 seconds. Yeah, stun is forever. Stun is literally forever. Stiffen is only supposed to be like 0.2 seconds. Yeah. You got stunned twice? Okay, there. 1, 2, 3. I'm pretty sure stun is the longest duration CC in the game, right? Stiffen is the shortest. Stun is the longest, except for freeze. Technically, freeze is longer than stun. Yeah. Technically, freeze is longer than stun, but there's only one class in the game, or 2 classes in the game that have freezes. KD is the longest? I don't think so. I think it's freeze. I'm pretty sure it's freeze. I'm almost positive it's freeze. KD is longer than stun. Is stun just 2.5 seconds? There are freezes that take the longest. Yeah, like when I used to freeze people on Suck Witch, they were basically frozen forever. Because you get the full freeze duration, then it bounds you at the end of the skill. So you get the whole freeze duration that you're standing there, and then it lays them down at the end of the skill, which is even longer. Bound, not KD. Well, bound is like one of the shortest as far as... Yeah, bound is pretty quick. I'm gonna be real. Bound, they get up pretty quick on a bound. Apart from freeze, KD is the longest, but freeze is longer than KD though. See, because now I'm questioning everything. I didn't realize KD was this long. I thought, because I always lumped KD and bound together in my head because the resistances had always been grouped together. But I suppose knockback and floating, I don't know. Knockback and floating are obviously different. Knockback's only half a second. Stiffen is only like half a second. It's like 0.2 to half a second, somewhere in there. Freeze is the longest. Stun is, what, 2.5, I guess? Not 5 or whatever. So it's like in order. It's stiffness. And then, what, bound? And then float? Question mark? And then knockdown. Oh, I forgot knockback. Knockback. Bound. I guess stun would be, yeah, stun's next. So you're telling me KD is technically longer than a stun? How much longer than a stun is it? How much longer is a KD than a stun? Because stuns always feel like they're longer than... knockdown and then freeze. Guess I've always just underestimated knockdown. I've never really looked into it because you always run so in resistances before, and this is a Blue Squadron was wrong moment, just to be clear. So I guess the reason I thought this before is that we always used to run 100% KD knockdown, like knockdown bound resist, always. So you weren't really worried about KDs. I don't know. I just never really thought about it. I always loved... Wait, where'd I put float? Oh, whoops. I guess float would go here, right? Float. Then it's stun. Then KD. Then... freeze. Like this. So it is in this order. Okay, so how long is the stiffness? Technically, it's either 0.2 or 0.5 seconds. It's 0.2 or some shit, right? It's 0.7. I don't think it's 0.7. I don't know what I'm also not asking for your best guess. I don't actually know. It's like it's short. They're like, these are both like 0.5-ish. .7 is just the value of a stiffness. Okay, so you guys are saying it's 0.7. Okay, so 0.7. Knockback. How much is a knockback? 0.7? Is it the same? Should be about the same. But it displaces you, so it feels worse. Stiff is around 1.5 seconds. Stiff is not a second and a half. That's cap.
1.5 seconds.
That's cap as fuck.
Knockback and bound are 2 seconds. Float and stun are 3 seconds.
That's cap.
KD is 4 seconds.
So why? So chat doesn't know either. So I've got 0.7 is the value of a stiff. I'm not guessing. 0.7 is correct. 0.7 is the CC value. Then I've got another guy that says 1.5 seconds. And now people are like this, and it's 1.5. Bro. Dunning-Kruger streamer. Why am I getting Dunning-Kruger effect? It's 1.5? First of all, everyone is saying different things here.
LP_dispenser just
And I was
resubscribed
pretty
for 19
confident
months. Ode to Blue
I understood
Squadron in skies of
this
battle.
order.
Bold and bright, Blue_Squadron soars into the
More people
laughter
saying
loud and
1.5. Well, that
spirits
doesn't mean
high.
it's
He
right.
dives, respawns, and still won't PvP may shake his aim, but fun, not fame, is Blue's true clash. Each fall, each wild misplay.
People are
keeps
talking
all
about
chat lit up
duration.
with the
Okay.
So here's to Blue,
Okay.
our fearless friend, whose streams we hope will never win or lose. It's
Okay, buddy.
always true. The best part's laughing here with you.
Streamers just learning how PvP works in BDO. Can you guys chill the out? None of y'all do this either. Okay, I just want to point out, chat's all over the place, bro. Chat's all over the place too. Okay, and I think I understood that freeze is the longest. Knockdown, I understood that bound was shorter than knockdown, and I understood that stiff and knockback were the shortest in the game. But the exact values, I don't actually know, and I didn't actually realize that knockdown is actually a second or two longer than float. That I didn't realize. I did not realize that, which is fair. That's my fault. That is my fault, 100%. Just look it up on Garmoth. There's a combat guide. I mean, I could look it up real quick.
Value in terms of 0.7 for stiff and KB is based on the 2.0 value cap. All the others count as a value of 1. So you can CC with stiff, 0.7 KD,
Yeah.
1.7 KD,
Yep.
2.7. Those
Yep.
values are not seconds.
Correct. Oh, so those values are not... Oh, I thought those values were the seconds. I thought the 0.7 was 0.7 seconds. So that's the CC value. And the total CC value can't be over 2. That's when you're CC capped. Okay. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Dunning-Kruger effect when someone like has reasonable knowledge on a subject but isn't like super knowledgeable, but they think that they know more about a subject than they actually do, but they refuse to admit when they're wrong, right? And then when you actually research what is going on, your confidence on the subject declines again. Isn't that Dunning-Kruger effect? Yes. Okay, well, I admitted I was wrong here. So you're banned. Okay. That guy's gone. I admitted I was wrong here. I think that's fair. I was like, okay, I misunderstand how this works. And that I guarantee you that is 100%. There are a lot of people that are also discovering this as well. I will almost guarantee you that there are a lot of people that are just discovering this as well. Okay, mainly because I literally just asked for how long his stiffness was, and everyone in chat was spamming 0.7 until the one guy that actually knew what the he was talking about said it's 1.5. And to be clear, props to that guy. This guy, this shady guy right here, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy has no idea what the is going on. Don't trust chat. Yeah, see, some of these people do know. Stiff is, see, Comanche GG. And this guy's been in my chat for a long time. I know this guy's a PvPer, so I trust him. Stiff is a 1.5 second. Okay, knockback, not KD, or knockback and bound are 2 seconds. Okay, so let me write this down. All right, I'm willing to admit when I misunderstand things. Okay, this is like I'm like, okay, so I misunderstood how this works. So these are so knockback and bound are both 2 seconds. So you notice, by the way, I want to point out there were people in chat that said knockback was a 1.5 seconds. Okay, like everyone is all over the place on this. I trust Comanche's opinion because if I scroll back in his logs, this guy has 1,000+ this guy has been here since I used to do Fun Day Mondays. This guy has been here forever. He's been in a PvP guild forever as well. Knockdown, bound are 2 seconds. Float and stun are 3 seconds. Knockdown is 4. How long is freeze? Do we know? What is bound? What is bound? Is it a CC? So bound is a type of CC that you can have. I will show you a bound. This is a bound. Whoa, never mind. Okay, that was an alt. My bad, guys. My bad. I'm just sorry. That was he just hit me with a float because you like. Stop, guys. Chill. Now I have to wait for it to come off cooldown again. Bound is like, it kind of looks exactly like a knockdown. It looks exactly like a knockdown for the most part, except you go straight to the ground. Watch. Pop. And you go straight to the ground like that. Okay. Does anyone know how much a freeze is? 4 to 6 seconds according to the skill for freeze. Okay. So it's 4 to 6 seconds. Okay. So is this the correct? Thank you to the people that helped me test this and the people that actually know what they're talking about in chat. Okay. So is this correct, chat? 1.5 seconds for stiffness, 2 for knockback, 2 seconds for knockback, 2 seconds for bound, 1 second or 3 seconds for float, 3 seconds for stun, 4 for KD, 4 to 6 for freeze. Is that correct? Okay. So we're gonna put seconds on this side. Now, for the CC value, and this is what's confusing about this, the CC value of stiffness is 0.7. And this is where I got confused. I think this is where I got confused. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm fairly certain the CC value for knockback is also 0.7. Or it's something similar to stiffness. But bound is like 1, float is 1, stun is 1, I think. No, stun is 1.5 or something. Knockdown, though, is 1. And I was pretty sure that freeze was also... I don't know what freeze is, I'll be honest with you. But I'm pretty sure bound, float, and knockdown are 1, right? Is that correct? For the CC value? It is? Okay. What is... Isn't stun like a little over 1? It's like 1.2 or 1.5? Freeze is 0? Okay, I don't know about that. Knockback is 0.7. Everything else is 1. Well, no, stiffen I don't think is 1. I don't think stiffen is 1. Gear advice when? Well, I want to figure this out. This matters to me. Freeze has a CC at the end of it, like a bound or something. It does. But I don't know what freeze's value actually is. Hatheros. Thank God, bro. I trust Hatheros. Stiff and knockback is 0.7. Everything else is 1. Okay, this is why I was confused. When I read these values, and I just never bothered testing it. When I read and I guarantee you, as much as people want to meme on me, why can't I? Oh no, my pen bugged, bro. All right, well, maybe if I put it on like a black background here. Maybe if I put it like this. Yeah, good. All right, so I thought that these were the second values for CC. I had CC value confused with seconds. It makes much more sense now. I don't know why they chose to do this like this. So this is where I was confused. So there is a CC value, and the CC value cap is 2. Okay. So the CC value cap is 2.0. So once somebody hits 2.0, you're cooked. You can't see them anymore. Which is why technically a stiffen or a knockback into a knockdown into another knockdown is technically the best CC combo in the game, where you do stiffen, knockdown, knockdown again. Yes, that puts you at 2.7, but you go 0.7, then 1.7, then you can hit him with another CC because they're not capped yet, and then you hit him again. Awakening DK, good buff. I don't know. We're looking at it, Levi. We're looking at it. You're missing down smashes. Down smashes are different because they extend the CC cap, and they're RNG whether or not they go well. I'm pretty sure that all down smashes are now 20%. They used to not be, but I'm pretty sure they standardized all down smashes to be 20% chance. 30, yeah, 30% chance. Whatever. It's low. It's not very high. It's not very high. So I don't include them. This is actually good though, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Guaranteed, most people don't understand this. If I had this confused, guaranteed most people had this confused. Crazy Canuck, thanks for the 5 gifters, buddy. Appreciate you. I apologize. I had this mixed up in my head, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But now we know. Now we know. So stiffen again. So CC value has a cap of 2, right? And is different than the CC duration, which is unlimited.
How can you confuse the CC value with the seconds when every time you PvP obviously you can see that knockdowns as example is longer than 1 second?
Because...
Classic Ameritard.
No, because the vast majority of my PvP experience is large-scale PvP. Like the overwhelmingly vast majority of my experience is large-scale PvP. I've done very, very little AOS, and I don't do 1v1s for the most part. I'll practice in Battle Arena, but also guild versus guild, like GVGs in the open world, that's large-scale PvP as well normally, because I shot call, right? And the reason that I don't notice the differences here is because there's a lot of lag in large-scale PvP, so I just attribute it like I'm lagging. Because like the lag is atrocious in large-scale PvP, so you're just like, yeah, like you could be CC'd by Lord knows what. Sometimes you just die from standing and you don't know what the happened to you. So like, you absolutely can. Like, as long as I have this right, so I'm not misleading anybody. Because like, even when I make my guides, I don't really talk about like CC duration and like crazy shit, bro. Like the only combo, I don't even go through combos in my DK guide or my witch guide. The only combo I really go through is the Megu, Awakening Megu, and it was a good combo. It's not necessarily the best one, and I say that in the guide. I'm like, this is the combo that I use. It's really good because it gets a lot of air attack damage in. And the reason that Megu likes to use floats is because she gets air attack damage. Float keeps them in the air the longest out of all the CCs. That's why float is really strong on Megu. You have it right? You good? Okay, right on. All right. Yeah, so now we know, guys. All right, so this is... All right, so this is how CC works in BDO. We've gotten to the bottom of it. Oh, Camellia. We've gotten to the bottom of it. Okay, so there's a difference between CC duration and CC value. Okay, CC value caps at 2. So once somebody's over a CC value cap, they can no longer be CC'd again. Okay, that's what when people say CC cap has nothing to do with CC duration. That's what I had confused in my head. Okay, and I'm sure it's probably confusing for a lot of other people as well. And I freely admit I was wrong about this. Okay, CC duration is completely different. So technically, if you really wanted to maximize CC on somebody, you would stiffen them first, which is a 0.7 CC value. Then you would hit them with a knockdown or a freeze, which would put it at 1.7. Then you would be able to hit them with another CC value, which, again, another knockdown or a freeze. Normally people have knockdowns, so we talk about knockdowns a lot. And so you would hit them with a stiffen into 2 knockdowns, would technically be the best CC combo in the game. Now, there's also down smashes that can go beyond the CC value cap of 2, but that's only like a 30% chance every single time you do a down smash. So there's that. So if you find yourself being CC'd over and over and over again, it's because they're just landing the 30% chance over and over and over again. And to be clear, I think that like down smashes need to be reworked. I don't like having RNG in PvP. I don't think a lot of people do. The cap is 2.7. No, the cap is 2.0, but you can go over the cap as long as the thing... Okay, I understand this is confusing for people. Okay, so the cap is 2.0. But if you CC someone twice, like say you hit them with a 0.7, you hit them with a 0.7 plus a 1.0, right? Then you hit them with, because then they're only at 1.7. The game will allow you to CC them with any CC in the game again. Okay, so you can hit them with another 1. Okay, you can hit them with another 1, which would in fact equal 2.7. So I understand why you're thinking, oh, the cap is 2.7, but that is simply not how it works. Okay, because you can't let me explain the difference. Okay, before people start losing their minds. Oh, it's 2.7, it's 2.7. It's not. Because if you hit someone with a knockdown and then another knockdown, you cannot then go stiffen them. Okay, so that equation right there is not the same as this one here. Okay, these add up to the exact same number.
The cap is 2.7, right?
No, these add up to the exact same number, but you could not do this combo because the game would not let you because you hit 2.0. Once you're over 2.0, the game will not let you CC them anymore. Okay, so if you hit them with knockdown, they're capped. You cannot CC them again. Okay, the maximum possible you could get to is 2.7. Does that make sense? I just want to be clear. I know you guys are trolling, but if I explain this like efficiently enough, also competently enough. All right. And I'm right? I'm good, right? I'm good, right? Like I didn't f that up. 2.7, gotcha. I do know a lot about PvP, but the logistics of something like this, no. This is cooked, right? This is cooked. Spitting facts, okay. Yeah, so, and I apologize that I misunderstood how this worked before. Hopefully this clears it up for everybody. Including myself. All right, let's do this. Do you know a good Awakening DK CC combo? Apparently not, I'm dog shit. Just ask Lua, I don't know. Okay, so now that we've established that this is technically a buff, this is a buff in PvP for Awakening Dark Knight. Grip of Grudge, getting a down attack, is useless. Useless skill. Okay, the reason that Grip of Grudge is even used is to get your HP back. That's literally why most people use it. In PvE, it does pretty solid damage. In PvP, nobody's really using Grip of Grudge for anything. It doesn't have CC. It is completely unprotected. It really only gets health back. That's the usefulness of Grip of Grudge. You're really not even using it in your damage combo either, because most of the time, by nature of you being really squishy, unless you're in a 1v1 fight, you're probably not going to be able to just throw out Grip of Grudge when somebody's on the ground and still get away with it scot-free. Not a very common thing. You use it when you input Wheel in Awakening by accident. Okay, that doesn't happen to me very often, but true, you would use that. What the f? That is true. You would use it in that instance on accident. But really, the fact that they're putting a down attack on Grip of Grudge really only helps you in PvE at grind zones where you can do down attacks, which is not very many grind zones. This is not really a buff. Spirit Blaze, another dog shit skill. Down smash effect has been removed. It used to be a float. A knockdown effect has been added. Completely useless. For those that have been playing Awakening DK for a long time, Flow Spirit Blaze used to be a float, but it was completely unprotected and takes like 3 seconds to go off. It's terrible. It's miserably bad. So if I can put it on my bar, right? And you can cast it instantly on the bar like this. Okay, and it used to be a float, but you see how long that skill takes. It's completely unprotected. It takes forever, and honestly, you're better off just casting the precursor skill if you're gonna do it. Like it, you don't even recommend to do that. Good DKs do not do this.
USM93 just resubscribed for 12 months.
Now, every once in a while, maybe you could get style points on somebody. You're like, oh my god, I'm a gamer, right? Doesn't happen. All right. It's now a float. That has smash. First skill will float. Not a good skill. Well, the first skill is a float. Yeah, this first skill is a float. And the last skill also used to be a float. Now it's just a down smash. But now they're adding, well, on current patch, Global Labs is adding a float to that. It'll be a float into another float, into float right there. Okay, but it's still completely unprotected. Awakening Dark Knights don't use this skill. We don't use this. We don't use this in PvE really, unless I'm like finishing off a pack and I don't have anything else off cooldown, or I don't really want to waste my DPS combo on something else and it's really low health. Sure, I'll use the flow for Spirit Blaze, and who cares? But like, that's about it. Or if not, style points. Dr. English TV, thanks for the brand new T1, brother. Nothing makes me wetter than a brand new T1 sub. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. My ass in PvP. USMC93, thanks for the 12 months, man. 1 full year. Thanks so much, buddy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Touch of Exploitation. The effect upon acquisition is as follows. Before change, bound on last hits. After change, floating on first hits.
Higher_snipe just resubscribed for 3 months.
This is what he's talking about, guys. Okay. That is actually useful. Touch of Exploitation has 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and it used to only be... for a while, it was a CC on the last one. Then they removed that because it was useless anyway. And made it... They gave it a bunch of HP regen instead, which honestly made it actually pretty useful. But I'll be honest with you, a frontal guarded float like that? Not bad, bro. Yeah, that's not bad. That's good. That's pretty solid. Bro, that's a core skill. In PvE, it's a core skill. You don't really use Touch of Exploitation in PvP, brother. This is not a skill. Okay, this is not a skill you're using in PvP, all right? And this is a PvP patch, okay? So we're talking pretty strictly about PvP. This is a core skill for PvE. This is a great skill for PvE because it's a long lingering frontal guard. You get a lot of HP back, does solid damage, great skill in PvE. PvP, not so much. But adding a knockdown or a float to the skill is not bad, bro. I'll be honest, that's pretty solid. I will never use that. There's no reason to use that over Pre-Awakening, Wheel, or Lunacy. I completely agree. But there would be situations in which you would want to use a frontal guard over a super armor, right? You're talking about Wheel of Fortune versus Lunacy. Both Wheel and Lunacy are super armors. And let's say you're really low on HP, but you're right next to somebody. You don't have anything else off cooldown. It's useful. It's useful. It's useful. I mean, that's actually useful. This is useless. This is useless. This is useless. I missed Darkness Outpouring. Hold on. Skills attack judgment has been changed from float to a knockdown. It's this at the end. I don't know about you, the rest of y'all DKs. I don't use this skill in PvP. It gets me killed. I'm just gonna be honest with you. This skill gets me killed. Like, it says frontal guard, but it's not really frontal guarded. Right? It's not really frontal guarded. Right? Yeah, use it as a 1v1 or retreat. Exactly. That's the only time you're ever gonna use it, is when you're retreating with it, right?
Don't get mad at me, Blue.
Like that.
I was joking. I apologize if you felt attacked or disrespected.
Nah, you're good. No, bro. There is no disrespecting me when I something up like that, okay? That was a core fundamental premise that I misunderstood. I'm glad the chat pointed it out. I was wrong. I'm glad we got it sorted. Okay, it's fine. Now, that being said, this skill, for the most part, I lock this in PvP because I have a tendency to go forward with it like a idiot. Okay, but that's because I'm bad. All right, it is not for. It says it's forward guarded. I swear to God, that skill's not forward guarded. Okay, it's only forward guarded if you go backwards. If you go forwards, you're cooked. Oh, during backstep. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's why. Because I keep using it to go forward. I do this. And so, and this is what I'm getting at here. I want to be clear. This is what I'm getting at. This is useless. Okay? Because good Dark Knights don't ever go forward with this skill in PvP because it gets you killed and it's unprotected. Like, you go backwards with it for the frontal guard, sure, but the forward, no, bro. Fade away, a little fade away, but it's not a CC if you go backwards with it, watch. See? You're not, it's not a CC if you go backwards. You have to go forward with it if you want to get the CC. And so no one ever does that. And so that is useless. For the most part, that's basically useless. Now, you could, the only instance in which this is useful is when you're trying to combo somebody and you want to hit them with that, you hit them with that follow-up CC. Then it's useful. So like that's about it, bro. That's about it. But like that's small scale PvP, right? Like you can reset. Yeah, you can reset them with it, but you can't catch people with it. And so when you determine whether or not a skill is particularly good in PvP, you're really looking at catch potential. This is kind of a re-CC skill, and the fact that it will be a knockdown is a buff because they'll stay on the ground longer, as we talked about before. You'll reset them with it, right? And they'll stay on the ground longer because it's a knockdown. So that's fair. You can follow up a little bit better. And I think that what they're really trying to do is they're trying to get it so that I think what the devs want you to do is they want you to CC with Seed of Catastrophe and then hit them with Shattering like this at close range. And then once you're in close range, you hit them with Spirit Legacy to try to get the down smash. That's what I think they want you to do. But realistically speaking, if you're in a situation where there's 3 or more people on the enemy team, you usually cannot go in like that because they'll CC you. The moment that you try to do this, boom, and follow in, even if it's a follow-up CC on this guy, if there's anyone else around you, they're just going to throw CC at you and you get CC'd. So that's what happens to me typically in PvP. That's why I don't like using that skill. Unless you're using it to retreat. That's, whatever. Is BDO dead in 2025? Bruciato? No, not at all. They use pre-awakening comma slash. Nobody uses pre-awakening bro. I can count on like 2 hands how many times I've re-CC'd someone with pre-awakening comma slash. And usually it's because I caught them with a Wheel of Fortune or Lunacy and everything in Awakening is on cooldown. Catching somebody with comma slash outright, this feels good. Right? You sit here with a comma slash, boom. That I catch them with. Re-CC with comma slash though? In succession, yes. In Awakening, not so much. In succession, all the time. In Awakening, your re-CC is not normally going to be comma slash. The highest damage Awakening combo uses comma slash. But as we talked about before, at least give me this. At least admit this, okay? As we talked about before, very rarely will you ever be able to do the full damage Awakening DK PvP combo because most of your shit is on cooldown when you catch them, right? Because you have to use your shit to kite around and stuff. Like, very rarely. If you do happen to have everything off cooldown and you caught them because they're terrible, sure, right? But, like, I think it's an unfair argument to say that, oh, well, it's used to re-CC in the best combo that DK has. Probably true, but also not really realistic. Okay, right? Yeah, because you're usually too far away, right? Exactly. It's just not practical. It's not so. In a perfect scenario, like all things said and done, sure. Okay. Blue, as a trend, they're adding CC to unprotected skills. Well, that's good. I don't mind them adding CCs to unprotected skills, but you gotta understand, the problem in the game is twofold right now. 1, everyone is way too protected. And 2, everyone's way too tanky. DK is not tanky at all. Okay. And also, I would say that Awakening DK is a pretty protected class overall. It's pretty protected. Like, unless you're bad, it's a pretty protected class. So, like, I don't really mind it. And you have so many other protected CCs in your kit that you're probably never going to use any of this shit. This is a re-CC at best. This is completely useless. This is completely useless. This is a re-CC at best. This is situationally useful and it's like, okay, solid on paper, but realistically speaking, we're probably not going to be catching people with this. You're better off catching people with slanted balance in most cases if you want a close range frontal guarded CC. But it is slanted as a float. Trap a video. The number of hits applied previous to the previous movement of the skill's rearward movement is 2. So Trap's going to do more damage. Interesting. I remember Trap Evadier when it was actually a trap. So it used to be, guys, if you were playing Awakening DK, if you would trap like this, you would wait like 2 seconds, and then right here on the ground, a little thing would pop up. And if they were standing in it, they would get stunned. And I actually loved that. I thought that was really cool. And they took that away and they basically made it an evasion debuff, which is less interesting, but I guess they're giving trap more damage. Spirit Hunt, when using a skill, an effect of 10% attack speed for 10 seconds has been added. What the f? This effect is identical to Unveiled Dagger. That is a good buff right there. That is really, really good. That is a buff right there. That is really, really good. That is excellent. Those of you that don't know, DK has an attack cast speed buff in her kit. You can either use Unveiled Dagger, and you can see it's a 10% attack speed buff, but you have to be in Pre-Awakening to do this. Alternatively, in Awakening, what most people do in PvEs, they use Shift Z, and your Rabam skill, or Rabam, whatever, skill will also give you that same buff. But it was kind of frustrating because you had to keep going back to Pre-Awakening and then come back to Awakening to use it. Now, it's so nice. Now your forward RMB, which is Spirit Hunt, which is a skill that you use all the time, we'll have it on there. That's good. We love trap when it used it when it had a trap. I agree. Black Spirit, Spirit Hunt. Okay, nobody cares. Change to not take any pre-action before attacking. When a character is slowed by an additional effect after the first hit, the time of intensity slowed has been reduced. Remove the effect of reducing all damage by +10 for 20 seconds and reducing move speed by 5. Okay. Added an effect that increases the AP by 10 for 20 seconds. The damage of additional action has been increased. Okay, whatever. That's... I'll tell you, of her partial BSRs, Spirit Hunt's probably the best one. But nobody ever uses it. It's like, whatever. Mainly because it takes too long to cast, which this is supposed to be fixing, but we'll see. No, you don't have to apologize. It's fine. My favorite streamer's hater. A lot of people that hate me out there, but that's fine. It's okay. It's understandable. These are actually, I'm gonna be real, keep it at level. Most of these are useless. The Spirit Hunt is the most important change, and that's awesome. That's a big quality of life change for us, both in PvE and PvP. That's awesome. It actually changes your PvP or PvE combo too. I'll be honest with you. 100% changes your PvE combo too. You don't have to use the Rebound skill anymore. Shit does damage though, so you might still use it. The attack speed is the only real buff in that list. The rest are just changes, kinda. Yeah, I mean, like, again, you can make the case that Korra, like, this is like, I don't know, a trap, like, it'll do marginal. It doesn't really do damage anyway. Korra, Touch of Exploitation. Oh, wait, this is the core skill. Oh, never mind. That's useless. What the Oh, that's what you guys meant before when you were like, oh, it's a core skill for PvE. I thought you meant, when you said it was a core skill, I thought you meant it was a core skill for PvE, like you use it all the time in PvE. Not that they were talking about the core skill. Who in the is using core Touch of Exploitation? Who is doing that? No one is doing that. Okay, never mind. This is completely useless. This is totally useless. In PvP, you are never taking core Touch of Exploitation. A better case can be made for literally every single other one. Spirit Hunt, stiffness, more useful. Shattering, stiffness, more useful. Core Spirit Blaze, more useful. Core Spirit Legacy, more useful. Everything else is more obviously Seed of Catastrophe, more useful. Yeah, it shouldn't even be a core. I completely agree. Completely agree. This dog shit. What the f? This is useless. Yeah, useless, completely useless, basically useless, This is actually super useful and good. Yeah, okay, whatever. This is marginally useful. Technically, situationally useful. I'll give it to, this is situationally useful. This is useful all the time. DK is so back. No, it is not. This didn't really help us all at all. I'm gonna be real. We already had the 10% attack speed anyway. Good DKs are using Unveiled Dagger all the time. Although I might have to redo my DK guide because this completely changes how you play Awakening. Lahn. Oh god. Lahn Awakening improvements have been made so that you won't have to rely solely on soul raid to pressure your enemies. You'll now have additional ways to strike at their weak points. If you succeed in exploiting an opening, the CC effects have been adjusted so you can follow up with even more attacks. I want to be really clear, none of this matters. All Lahns simply hold shift twice and then grab them. That's every Awakening Lahn I've ever fought ever. They're terrible. They just, I'm gonna dash and then I'm gonna grab them. Similar to the previous update, improved eradication using Bloody Strike and a Deadly Dance now retains movement speed while also giving you extra chances to attack enemies who've been knocked down. After Primrose Sprint, you can now combo into airborne smash attacks, making it easier for Lahn to dodge incoming blows and exploit enemies' openings. In addition, Flailing Blades, which previously had limited use outside of its buff effect, has been enhanced by getting part of the Furious Chase's CC effect transferred to it, allowing you to threaten openings without having to close the distance. Oh, good. Lahns don't do this. I never see Lahns do that. Awakening, Deadly Dance. When the Bloody Stride skill and connection has been improved faster. Okay, so now they're going to dash, Bloody Dance, grab. Because the Bloody Dance isn't going to catch you, but the grab will. The attack judgment has been changed from a float to a knockdown. Air smash and air attacks have been removed. And the down attack has been added. Interesting. None of the real Lahn mains asked for any of this. All they wanted was some more stamina. I don't know. I think that Awakening Lahn could use a little love. I think that these are fine. I'm not complaining about the changes. I just think that most Awakening Lahns are terrible. Like, terrible players. And so they just dash and then grab people. That's their strategy in PvP, is how can I grab them? Improve the ability, and then they do their PvE combo. Improve the ability to chain more quickly with Deadly Dance skill and to use the Morning Dew skill. Flailing Blades. Again, these are good changes for Awakening Lahn. I think this is fine so far. Although some people might be upset about this air smash air attack effect, because I know that some really good Awakening Lahns used to use the air smash on Deadly Dance. Flailing Blades. Attack judgment changed from stun to stiffness. Added a forward guard effect when using the skill. That's insane. Changed that it does not move to enemies that have been successfully hit. Changed so that additional actions are not triggered by right-clicking again after using the skill. Additional actions are changed and linked to other actions of the Bloody Stride skill. The movement has changed when using the Bloody Stride skill and then chaining the Flailing Blades skill, whatever. Changed that the stabbing motion of the Flailing Blades skills using the Blood Moon Twist skill is not linked. Damage has been adjusted according to the changes of the skill. Okay. That's a huge improvement. That's crazy. Huh. Primrose Sprint. Added the ability to use Primrose Sprint skill in Awakening Stance and then link it with Ethereal Dance. That's the flight, guys. And Fragrant Stigma. Huh. Okay. Change the characters not collide with the skills of Morning Dew, Ethereal Dance, Fragrant Stigma. Okay. The damage of the following skill has been adjusted. Flailing Blades. That's a buff. Yeah, that's definitely a buff. For sure. You're going from 1,052 to 4,132. That's like a 300%. That's a 300% increase. But then you're only going down by 25%. There's a buff. Guardian. Oh, shit. Wait, there's Scholar changes in here too? Previously, Awakening Guardian could combo skills faster with using quick slots than using manual controls. We've now improved manual controls so you can now combo skills just as quickly no matter how you play. There are Guardians that actually press buttons other than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I'm gonna be honest. I think the Guardians were totally okay with just pressing their hotbar. They don't really give a shit. I don't think the Guardians really give a. But okay, Fierce Disdain. The Fierce Disdain combo after using the Awakening skill has been modified to be slightly faster. What the how didn't I know this? Yeah, Fireborn Rupture. The following skills have been modified so that they can be activated quickly without having to use on a Fireborn Rupture on a quick slot. Okay. Glorious Advance, Scornful Slash, Dragon's Maw, Searing Fang, and Scalding Thorn. Man, how many Guardians just had a massive PvE buff because they're... The following skills have been modified so that they can be activated quickly without having to use the God Incinerator's skill as a quick slot after using them. Glorious Advance, Scornful Slash, swapping into Awakening Weapon. Infernal Nemesis. The following skills have been modified to allow for quick activation without having a quick slot after using the following skills. Cleansing Flame, Scornful Slash. Neck Impaler. The following skills have been modified to allow for quick activation without having to use a quick slot after using them. Scornful Slash. Yeah, so Frigid Wind, same thing. Cleansing Flame, same thing. Years of abusing my shift key? Well, I could have just been pressing 1 through 5. I thought that was the standard Guardian gameplay, I'm going to be honest. Archer! Oh, boy. For Archer, PvP damage was overly concentrated on a few skills such as Earth Shatter, Sunfall, Covering Fire. We've rebalanced PvP damage on skills to create a fairer distribution. Oh, boy. Buckle the up. Archer, Absolute Bolt of Radiance, huge buff. Earth Shatter, massive nerf. Omega nerf. Sunfall, massive nerf. Holy shit. Covering Fire, massive nerf. Spear of Sylvia, slight buff, 2% buff. Nobody cares. Mountain Breeze, slight buff, 5% buff. Righteous Smite, 3% buff. Luthragon's Call, 5% buff. Pretty good. Pretty good. Ultimate Zephyr Leap, 4% buff. Pretty good. Pretty good. I would say overall it's kind of a nerf for Archer. It's a 5% increase in damage applied ratio, but the damage on the skill, I guess, could be more. Sure. Right? I don't know the... Guys, I don't know the exact damage for Archer. Okay, I don't. The only thing I can do is be like, okay, it's a 5% buff in damage applied PvP rate. That's all I can do, because I don't know what Archer's, like, skill. I don't know how much damage it is. Like, with the... For those of you that don't understand, they're upset that I don't know the exact damage numbers for Archer, so I don't know the exact conversion of damage by increasing the amount of, like, the applied rate in PvP, how much actual, like, increase in damage that actually is. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. What do you want me to do? Just take a guess? I don't play Archer. I wouldn't even know this for DK. Well, I would be able to approximate, but, like, no Excel table. Yeah, I don't... I have I'm getting color for this. What do you mean? It's not buffs for Archer? I said it's a nerf. I don't, no one knows this. There's no way that anyone but, like, the hardcore Archer mains with Excel spreadsheets in front of them. There are people in the audience right now, guaranteed. There are Guardian mains in the audience who, if Guardian got this exact same treatment and had the PvP damage ratios changed like this, that they would actually know how much damage they were getting in PvP. Because how many of you know, hey guys, how much damage does Shattering Darkness do? DK mains, how much damage does Shattering Darkness do? I don't know, enough. You know? Like, how many of us know the actual, like, 4,309 times 2, and then the magic kit is 4,491 times 1, max 3 hits. I don't know if I, like, who at least 3. Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't know, bro. Like, who knows that? So again, the only thing I can say is, you know, 9% increase. Yeah, this 5% decrease, 4% increase. Because I don't know the actual damage numbers. I just know that overall, I would say that this is an Archer slight nerf, in my opinion. It looks like he's losing a little bit more damage than he's gaining, because most of his damage was basically cattywampused onto like 3 skills before, and they're trying to spread out his damage a little bit, but I think he might end up doing a little less damage. Mainly because... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Scholar! Finally! Much needed Scholar. Whoa. Never mind. Scholar is getting just Gravity Anchor added in an effect that increases your attack speed by 15% for 15 seconds. You're huge. Big. Big. One line. But you know what? F it. I'll be honest with you. Better than the DK buffs. Better than the DK buffs. Just saying. All DK got was essentially a quality of life changes. That's all we got. Just because you had more changes doesn't mean you got buffed, okay? The only thing that DK realistically got here was the Spirit Hunt 10%, which we already had on our other skills. It's just a quality of life buff.
At blue_squadron Scholar is really, really, really strong right now, though, to be fair.
Yeah, but the only thing I do with my Scholar is in the bedroom. I'm just kidding. I love Scholar. No, I don't think that Scholar is like insanely strong right now. I think that she's reasonable. Did Scholar, can I ask the Scholar mains in chat, did Scholar already have an attack speed plus 15% steroid elsewhere in her kit? Scholar already has a 15% attack speed, a quality of life. Okay, so this is just a quality of life. So this is the same as the DK then. Okay. But Gravity Anchor is probably a better skill though to have it on so that you don't have to use the other skill, right? On WE. Yeah, WE, bro. Yeah, Gravity Anchor feel better. Nobody will admit their class is strong. I'm giving a fair take. I think that Scholar is in a reasonable spot. I don't think that Scholar is too strong. I don't think that anybody is like Scholar's too strong in PvP or PvE. I think she's in a good spot. I think that if you look at what is this, Archer? Archer, you could argue, is doing too much damage, but let's be honest with you, in a day and age when nobody's doing enough damage, who cares? Guardian, I don't think that anybody was arguing with these Guardian changes. I think Lahn, Awakening, sure, if you're going to buff one aspect of Lahn, I think that Awakening getting these changes are mainly quality of life buffs, if anything. There's definitely buffs in the Lahn changes here. These are buffs, for sure. Not just quality of life. But these are good, and I don't feel like it makes Awakening Lahn OP. DK obviously literally did not change at all somehow. We got a crazy amount of shit here, I'll be honest with you. This is a quality of life buff. That's the best thing we got. And we could already do this on 2 other skills. But like, okay, whatever. Right? The rest of this is useless, basically. But like, again, that's basically like the Scholar buff. Okay, quality of life change. But I think that Awakening DK is definitely struggling more than Scholar is, in my opinion, in all aspects of the game. Suck Valk, these are big buffs. Nobody's going to argue Suck Valk's OP, though. Awakening Zerker, you're going to have some haters on Zerker. I'm one of them, but I hate Suck Zerkers. I don't hate Awakening Berserkers. So some of these buffs are totally fine. Some of these buffs are ridiculous. Sork can go f themselves. Sork doesn't deserve literally anything other than cutting themselves in a bathtub. In Minecraft, of course. Dosa. Awakening Dosa can support allies through elements generate. And on top of that, he also wields range damage strong enough to rival other ranged classes. How dare you say that? You're literally listening to Evanescence as we speak. To keep things balanced, we've made some adjustments to his PvP damage. Yes! What did I tell you? I said Awakening Dosa is doing too much damage. Thank you! This class, bro. Jesus Christ. Classes doses. Awakening. Succession doses are based. Holy shit. Awakening Dosa, bro. Huge nerf. Choice is not going to be happy. He'll just go play Zerker. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, baby. Okay, so Fire Blaze got an increase of 5% on the PvP ratio. But everything else got turboed. Sundering Sweep, Winged Kip, Woodbend 4, Metal Temper, Water Weave 4, Fire Spread, and Metal Pour. Absolutely rolled. Yeah, oh, Woodbend got buffed too. Sorry. Woodbend got buffed, not nerfed. True. Everything else got though. Oh, wait, no. Water Weave got 3%. 3%. So these three, or wait, no. Water Weave, Fire Blaze, and Woodbend But I'll be honest with you, these are pretty inconsequential compared to losing winged kick, losing like 10% almost, 10% there. Metal temper losing 7%. Fire spread losing 16%. Metal pour losing 9%, like, or 8.5%. That's insane, bro. Dosa's been nerfed by 6% overall, so it's okay. Yeah, I'm okay with it getting nerfed. Look, Awakening Dosa doesn't need to get nerfed into the ground, but it is doing too much damage. Like, if you've been hit by an Awakening Dosa, you know this. Deadeye. Uh-oh. Deadeye's Little Devil skill. I rolled off the class, it can't get nerfed. I rolled off the class, it cannot be nerfed. You're saved. Deadeye's Little Devil skill used to deal excessively high PvP damage from long distances, so we've reduced its power. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have gotten off of it sooner. I'm so sorry. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should not have played it. I apologize. I touched it. I touched it. I touched it. While Little Devil is still stronger than revolvers or shotguns, its ability to inflict high damage from beyond an opponent's view distance in large-scale fights has been toned down. My bad, guys. I need to get the off Mystic right now. Which is different than getting off to my Mystic, which is what we're going to do later. Oh, God. Main and Ascension. Okay, yeah. So, Rocket's Red Glare. Okay, it's only 3%. Reach for the Sky. 12%. Ooh. Deadeye Shot. 10%. Beautiful Demolition. 3%. Bombs bursting in air. Ooh, God, 8%. Ooh, God. Ooh. Bro, I feel like everything I touch, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. I played Deadeye at 1 GVG. They're like, he's getting kills. We gotta nerf this shit. If this can get kills, it's too much. Class bug fixes. Okay, is that it? Damn, bro. You know, it's kind of sad. This could have been DK right here. This could have been all the DKG, just one line. Because the rest of these are worthless. I don't even understand it. This whole paragraph talking about how we're going to change knockdowns to floats or floats to knockdowns. Basically useless. This is completely useless. 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 Where is the floats to knockdowns? It's literally just... It's just art outpouring. Oh, no. Spirit Blaze too. But again, that's useless. Grip of Grudge, useless. What? None of this stuff is useful at all. Literally none of this actually helps. Do these people play the game? Like, any Awakening Dark Knight would be able to tell you immediately, this is the only quality... This is a quality of life change. It's not even really a buff. It's just QOL. That's it. You need to touch Shy and get him nerfed. I am not. Nope. that was a crazy way of saying that.
Play Suck Berserker, they nerf it.
Yeah, but I would never die. And then nobody can make fun of me and half of my content is lost. Either way, crazy G-Labs. What was the... Okay, chat. What was the most egregious bullshit change on the G-Labs? Sork, Berserker, Valkyrie, Dark Knight, Lahn, Guardian, Archer, Scholar, Dosa, or Deadeye? Because I think it was Sork. I think a lot of people are going to say Zerker. But I think Awakening Zerker is not necessarily like... Awakening Zerker is really tanky, but it's not nearly as bad as Succession. I think it's the Sork. Now, which class got the most substantial buff? Sork, Berserker, Valkyrie, Dark Knight, Lahn, Guardian, Archer, Scholar, Dosa, or Deadeye? Well, some of them got nerfed. It's not DK. Shut the fuck up, Cal. He's trying to rage bait right now. Rage bait DK right there. I think the most substantial buff award goes either to Lahn or Valkyrie. I think Lahn particularly, like Awakening Lahn got like giga buffed. It could also be Sork, actually. Yeah, true. Sork's damage is going to be Nuts, bro.